What's up, YouTube? Alright, so basically I had posted my PvP loadout for Hard Light, and I did wait for quite a while to post my PvE loadout for Hard Light because it's a really great loadout. I didn't want to share it at first for a while, but after a while I was like, you know what, I'm just going to go ahead and share it. So I'm going to go through the rotation of what I have going on here in the rotations that I do and what buffs that I'm using and why I'm using them, so that way you can kind of understand the gist of it. A lot of people start off with different, might based moves before the rotation, but I'm going to show you what I use and why I use it because of the AoE blast that you do. So basically to start off, we'll go into the tree here and kind of look at the powers that I purchased to get there. So we'll start with the assault tree. So we got light claws, ram. I'm using the supercharge. I call it danger zone. Bring out Goose to drop them bombs on them. You got minigun, chompers, and fan. All right. Support tree. We're just gonna go straight down on both sides. So boxing, impact, grasping hand, light blast. We're gonna go recharge, hand clap, and inspiration. All right. So I won't go into the skills, but I'll just pull up the loadout here so you can see basically what I got going on. I don't use this one here because there's no need for it, because the rotation, all you need is your initial hit into your rotation and then your buffs basically. So basically I'm using for the power interactions, which dazes enemies, which does additional damage during your combo. So chompers into inspiration, which increases your critical strike chance and damage, and then recharge, which basically increases your might and precision for a short time. So basically you got two buffs that you're using plus your trinket, as well as your power interaction, which will be chompers, which dazes enemies. Okay. You can also use the dazing effect, like little pieces you can make inside the R&D. You can also throw those out there if you don't want to use chompers. If you want to swap chompers for, let's say, Neo Venom Boost. So you can go Neo Venom Boost, Inspiration, Recharge, and then throw the other portion out there for the dazing effect. You can do that as well. I mean, so you're not limited to chompers. Chompers is a DOT, but I really don't throw it out there for that. It's just for, you know, the interaction itself. Okay. But fan is what I start with. I've tried every combination. I've tried to use the minigun first, the ram, impact. Like I've tried all kinds of different combinations, but the fan does more damage when you weapon mastery into the fan. It does a nice little 5k to 10k crit on all the ads that's out in front of you. So it does a full AoE blast in front of you. So it's very nice, very quick and snappy. Plus, in the rotation, how long inspiration lasts. By the time you get through the full run, what happens is, here, I'll kind of show you here. Basically, when you get to the second portion of fan, so there's a might-based fan, and then when you get here, I'll show you how to pull it up. But once you get to the actual fan portion, it does about 5k to about 15k damage on the ads precision-wise. So your inspiration by the timer goes out. So basically, by the time that timer ticks out and you get into your second rotation, that fan blast and that ram blast do a really good significant damage on all the ads. So it's a great. See how I move to the side? So basically, if I'm fighting ads here, you're not going to hit this ad to the right. So I always position myself where the group of ads are basically aligned. So when I throw it, it's going to get a good hit on all the ads. So you might want to be mindful where you're DPSing and the angle you're aiming at for those two particular moves, as well as like the impact the train, because it goes in a straight line. So you want to make sure you got a good line of sight on all the ads. Okay. But I mean, as for my rotation, it's going to go chompers, inspiration, recharge. After those, I'll go straight in the weapon mastery and the fan, and then straight into the combo. And I'll kind of talk about the combo here in a second, how to get each of these portions off, so that way you can see how you actually do it. So basically, while you're doing this, you can keep this rotation going without stopping. You can get 200-300 hit counter without stopping, okay? But basically, you only want to do about 2 to 3 rotations, because you want to throw your inspiration, your buffs back out. And you can either go straight back in the weapon master, which I find more, more damage coming off of it if I weapon mastery than if I don't. But if I just went straight into it, it's lower numbers. See how the numbers are lower? You get higher crits if you're weapon masteried into your actual combo itself. See how that guy to the right just did that right there, that move? That snap trap, garbage. Do not ever add snap trap to your loadout. It is so gay. You will not get heavy damage at all, whatsoever. Don't do that. Because I'm full precision. He might be a Might Base guy, but yeah, he's a Rowdy Rough Boy anyway, so that's garbage, so that just says it itself. Alright, so to do the loadout, so we'll basically throw the loadout out. When you get the fan itself, you'll actually have to hold triangle, hold triangle, hold triangle until you get miniguns out. Tap triangle to get it going, okay? So rotation, so hold triangle. Just keep, you don't even have to count, just keep holding until you get miniguns out. So I just hold triangle, hold triangle, hold triangle, hold triangle. Just keep holding it until you see miniguns. When you see miniguns, you know you have to tap triangle, tap triangle. Once you tap it twice, you're going to be in the fan. Once you're in the fan, it's hold triangle, hold triangle, hold triangle, hold triangle till miniguns are out. And then tap triangle, tap triangle. Very simple. But we'll just go straight into it here. So I'm just holding miniguns. Tap, tap, hold, 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 and keep holding till miniguns are out. See what I'm saying? And then tap triangle, hold, 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 and just keep holding. It's a very simple rotation. Tap, tap, hold, hold, hold. Okay? So, I mean, it's a great loadout. Alright? It's very simple. You don't have to memorize a whole bunch of stuff. It's just triangle. I mean, if you can't get that, you don't need to be hardline. You don't deserve to be hardline, in my opinion. The rotation is so simple. But make sure you have fan, okay? Make sure fan is what you're starting with. Because like I said, everything is on a timer in the loadout that I've worked out. By the time your trinkets are done and your inspiration is done, by the time you're into about 2 or 3 rotations into your combo itself, I would make sure to automatically either stop or reapply it. But let's say you have a Celestial with you or another hard light. I would only maybe pop my inspiration and all my stuff every 5 or 6 rotations, maybe 7 rotations, because they're applying the PI for you. If you got a Earth DPS with you or Earth tank, he's applying daze effects, so you really don't need to pop it except for inspiration every now and again. But like I said, if you have Celestial and you have a hard light with you, they're going to be automatically popping the buff, and you're going to get buffed because it buffs 3 people plus them. So typically you're always going to be buffed. But basically, if you keep the rotation going, your damage will be so consistent because you're going to lose damage when you do this. So when you stop to pop it, 70 seconds you lost the damage, and then by the time you weapon master into it, you lost about 6 seconds worth of damage. So typically, if you can keep the rotation going without stopping the rotation, just keep going and keep going and keep going without stopping, like your damage is going to be so significant, it's going to be well worth not stopping. But sometimes you'll see your crits not be as high, and you see like a lot of 2,000, 3,000. You're like, oh man, you start getting frustrated with it. Pop it out real quick, pop your trinket real quick, weapon master straight back into it, and then just get into it. So you got 7,000 and 9,000 on that. So if I had like 8 ads, I'd hit 7,000, 9,000, 9,000, 7,000, 8,000, 9,000 on every single ad out there with that weapon mastery into fan. Like it does some heavy damage. Okay. So, I mean, it's pretty much, you know, plain and simple, you know. I mean, if you can't do that rotation, man, just stick with the power that you got. I mean, this is a great power. I mean, I'll show you what the supercharge looks like if you don't know what it does. I call it Danger Zone, Top Gun. Got to call Goose in. You know what I'm saying? Call Goose in to come handle some business, you know. Plus, when you got those dots out there. So let's say you got that dot out there. See how I'm double ticking because that PI? See, it's got double ticks. But let's say I throw out the whole rotation while that supercharge is out. You're going to be double ticking. Plus, you're going to get heavier hits on them. It's actually going to do significantly more damage with the supercharge out. So just keep in mind when that supercharge is ready, if you weapon mastery and then pop your super, you're going to do more damage. Or if you drop a supply drop, okay, you get your 60% buff, weapon mastery, and go straight into your supercharge, those ticks are going to be about 2,000 to 3,000 instead of about 1,000 to 2,000. Alright, that's pretty much it. I'm not sure if I missed anything in the rotation, but everything looks plain and simple. You know, if you can't do the triangle, 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 tap triangle, hold triangle, hold triangle. If you can't do that, please don't do hardlight, man. You'll just make hardlight look bad. But I mean, that's it in a nutshell. I mean, I'm posting the video here so that everybody can have the loadout because it's a great loadout. I mean, it's real quick, real snappy. You don't have to swap between triangle, square, triangle like that rowdy rougher idiot was doing over there with Snaptrap. That was freaking retarded. Honestly, if you make a loadout and you add Snaptrap to it, look what you got to do and look how what you got to tap. It is retarded. You're gonna lose so much damage because your dot damage on that Snaptrap is not worth it. Now, if you're might based, I can give you a might based loadout that's significantly different than the one I'm using. You could probably add Snaptrap in it and get away with it, but at the same time, I wouldn't want to use it just for the plain simple fact that, you know, while you're might based, you're just burning through power. So you're basically gonna spec between precision might on all your mods, and you're basically going to weapon mastery into fan. You know, like I'm talking about the weapon mastery into fan. You know what I'm saying? But your buffs are going to be chompers, inspiration. I wouldn't add recharge in there because I would basically add Snaptrap as another DOT because it's a DOT now. So you'd have a couple DOTs over there. Neo Venom Boost will be another buff. So Neo Venom Boost, inspiration. So your chompers out there to get your DOT, weapon mastery, that, and then you'll basically just go weapon mastery. Oh well, I'm hard light with the combo, so it's going to keep going. But if you just weapon mastery into fan, and just basically just keep weapon mastering into fan, and then weapon mastery into fan, like it's gonna, if you're might based, it's gonna smoke some stuff. It's gonna lay it out. Just make sure that if you're doing a might based loadout, don't, on the fan side, like when you go to powers, assault tree, so the fan's in the bottom left, see it actually goes into impact itself. So I wouldn't even go into light blast, grasping hand, or impact. I would buy the top one and move over, because if you get impact, you're gonna weapon mastery. So like when I do fan and I hold it, it's gonna go, see how I impacted with it and straight into light blast. You'll get rid of those two, so that way when you can just do weapon mastery, fan, I'll jump because it's going to do the combo. So weapon mastery, fan, that's all it's going to look like. See what I'm saying? But if you do that and you hit that and you try to do weapon mastery again, see, if I keep tapping triangle, it's going to do that too. So don't buy impact or light blast if you're doing a might based loadout, or it'll start comboing, and you don't want to do that because it'll turn into precision if you're trying to do might based numbers. So just a tip for you. No impact, no light blast if you're doing might based. Those are your two main rule of thumb right there, okay? That's it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. You know, I kind of make the videos a little faster now because I've already done all the work for you. I make it short and simple, real quick and snappy, so you can look at it. And I try to sum it up as plain as possible, and without having to really use your brain to look at it. You already got it. Just get the rotation, practice it. As long as you do hold triangle, hold triangle, hold triangle till you get to the minigun, you don't have to count, and it's just tap triangle twice, and then just hold till miniguns come out. That's, man, that's about as plain and simple as I can get. But that's it, guys. I really appreciate you tuning into my channel, taking a look at some stuff. For sure, look at my PvP videos for hard light. Man, you guys are really gonna enjoy yourselves when you look at it. It's a great loadout, great setup. I really do a lot of damage. I really hurt people. Like, man, it's great. You guys will enjoy it. All right, Smashing Heroes out. Later.